Good morning. Today, Ruby and I are walking, and we are talking about building rapport in a virtual space. So, virtual selling is now becoming more and more prominent as a default go-to-market for a lot of businesses. Many of those businesses are driven by their customers who don't want to see reps randomly show up with coffee and donuts to their businesses. Some of that is a direct output from the pandemic. Some of that is just people are busy, and if you're going to come see them, virtually or otherwise, they want to know why and when, which is not too much to ask, to be frank. So building rapport virtually from zero to a deal. So the zero part is the hard part. Once you get that initial outreach and contact happening, hopefully getting closer to a deal, it should get easier if you're good at what you do. It's the building part from nothing that I keep honing in on, because there's a lot of people for whom building rapport virtually is extremely challenging. And by that I mean, it's not as though you're not willing to have a great conversation with your prospect. It's what do they want out of the engagement with you? What do they actually want to talk about? So in a lot of ways, and what I'm seeing over and over again, is an ask. They are asking me to do something from the get-go. Would you like to do something? Visit, demo, conversation, something. And I'll say it for the bajillionth time, that is throwing spaghetti at the wall to see if it will stick. That is not helpful to you as a rep. That is not helpful to your organization. That is not helpful to the prospect who is highly unlikely to want that right out of the gate. So again, the numbers game, there's somebody who wants to talk to you, for sure. No question. But is all of those lost opportunities really lost opportunities, or your broken sales process? And I will say it's the latter. So it doesn't mean I'm not your prospect. I want to be approached differently as a buyer. And so, and I will say this again, give me something. Don't ask me for something. Give me something. Give me something interesting. Give me something of value. Give me something that I want to think more about. And then give me something else to think about, something else to be interested in, and then we can potentially have a conversation. So virtual selling, when you go from zero, not having any sort of contact, and you're trying to get me to do something, which is the outcome. We're all generally grown-ups here, and we all understand that there's a sale to be made somewhere along the pipe. But let's start with a frictionless opportunity, which is add more value than you take. And once you do that, it gets a little bit easier. So if that cold outreach email is, hey, let's set up a time to go through a discovery or a demo, from the start, you're missing a massive boat. And then, wouldn't it be interesting if you were a known quantity to your buyer? That you're not just a rando email that they get, or a LinkedIn email, or a post, or a message, or whatever. You're actually somebody that they've seen before, somewhere in the ecosystem of what they do. If that's the case, then your chances of getting that at bat go up significantly. But if you don't, if you're just Jane or John Doe from company XYZ sending me a random email at 2:45 in the afternoon, the odds of me taking note of that are very low. So it's using the tools differently, spending time with your buyer, prospective buyer, in a cold outreach kind of a way to get more interaction. And again, my statement is always give. You don't want to take until the time is ready. The time at the first call is not ready. So this is a call to action for reps. If your email template has your Calendly connected to it, you are already 1 foot in the ditch. So think very differently about how you want to approach prospects from a cold outreach perspective. It will make so much more difference to your life and to your prospecting when you're saying, hey, I know what industry you're in. Here's some really interesting information that I thought I would share with you. Pause. Way, way more valuable than, hey, let's set up a 15-minute call to talk. You'll figure it out, but I want people to think very differently about how they're approaching their prospects and their buyers. It's not the same as it used to be. Anyway, Godspeed. Good luck. Say bye, Ruby. Walking and Talking with Ruby.